When Solomon, Eaddy, and Vandroth Backus were hired to the Florence Police Force on June 1st of 1950, news of them making history as the first blacks on the force didn't even make local headlines. Even though the South was segregated then, the two men say their race wasn't a big issue with their fellow white officers.
Once you put the badge on, there's one thing about a policeman. Once you put the badge on, you're a policeman.
Both men were hired on June 1st of 1950. The two began their service on the force as foot patrolmen. They had no patrol car. If they made an arrest, they'd call headquarters from a street phone for a fellow white officer to transport the person to jail. When the two were hired, there weren't a lot of strict qualifications or strenuous training.
We overqualified because there was some on the police department that could barely read and write. And they weren't black. All you had to do was be macho.
So y'all were macho then?
If that's what you call it. We could take care of business.
Prior to joining the force, both men served in the United States military, and Reverend Eaddy was a professional boxer and former Golden Glove champion. They both later went to seminary school, became Baptist ministers, and later on became business owners. When the two joined the force, they weren't just the first black policemen. They were role models, paving the way for others.
We did some good in this town.
And
yes, sir.
At that time, they didn't have nowhere for us to exercise in the afternoons and do things of that nature. And now got a gym started here on North Dargan Street.
Today, both men are in their 80s and more than a half-century later are still serving as role models in the community and in the churches they pastor. They no longer patrol the streets, but continue to offer advice from a different law book.
When the blessing came to give people power to live as children of God, the Bible states they were all on one accord. So if we would get on one accord now and work together as a team, we could do so much more than we are doing.